JQ coming in with your first episode of Product Focus Friday for the month of September. First, what I wanted to show you is how much Amy Tan I have had left. We killed quite a bit of it. I did a couple layouts without being on film as well. So not only am I trying to focus on different products, but I'm trying to use up some stash. So I have some partial bigger sheets from that mini kit I had that was from like 2011. I have a little bit of Shine On left. I have some strips of a few chunks of paper, not a ton. And then I have a tag and some puffy stickers, this clip. So I have a little stash of Amy Tan left. So that'll stay in the Amy Tan bin together until it gets down to basically nothing, and then I'll disperse the things. But at least, and I'm actually probably just going to keep this out because it's so close to being done, and I have the new Amy Tan collection on its way, so I am going to keep this out in my grab first bin that I have sitting over here, and then hopefully I can use up more of it. And then if you remember, we're going to do Gossimer Blue. So I am going to use, and scraps, right? Was that the deal? Gossamer Blue. Yep, and scraps. So I'm going to grab my scrap folder. This is just my random scraps. So when a collection or a kit is kind of done, I just sort it by color, and I'll probably go through this again sometime and get rid of some smaller pieces again as I go. But I'm going to go through my scrap bin, and I am going to, I don't know what I'm all going to do with scraps, but I'm going to make myself use scraps instead of all these papers, basically, is the plan. So I'm going to start, I think, with this black cardstock. I am doing this for a Camp Paper Issues challenge, so I did this layout a few weeks ago, and you're just seeing it now because I wanted to make it for this, but I really wanted to play with the Gossimer Blue, and it was killing me while I was doing the paper issues camp. I really wanted to play with it, so it was killing me. So I found this old, do you guys ever save things on Facebook, like sketches or recipes that you see? Well, I do, and I usually sort things really, really well, but I noticed I had saved a ton of stuff that I had never even looked at, and I found this old is it a page map sketch? Yeah, it's a page map sketch from over a year ago that I saved that I wanted to do, and it's relatively simple, and I figured I could have fun with it and beef it up. So I'm going to use that and then do this photo. It was supposed to be for a hidden talent of your child, and I'm just going to put that he is a goofball and he can make anyone laugh at any time, and I feel like this photo he called me into the bathroom to pose for this photo, so that tells you what kind of child he is. So I'm going to do that. So I think what I will do actually is, because we're in a bathtub, I really like this heart. I think I'm going to make this my main element, and I'm going to try to find more blues to pull in. So we just bring the blue and maybe some of the yellow out. So I think that's what we're going to do. So let's get started. So as you could see, the sketch was relatively simple. It was like a strip on the left, a block, and then kind of like a tag, and there's not a lot of complicated stuff to it. So I am going to use that beautiful heart paper as my main paper, and like I said, I'm going to go through my stash of scraps and leftovers and find colors that match. So here's all the yellows I had pulled, and I'm kind of weeding them out, figuring out what I want to use. I didn't want too much yellow. That was going to just kind of be my pop. And then I find a couple good, more turquoisey blue, pale blue patterns to use. And I sped this up quite a bit because I didn't want you guys to have to sit here and watch me just weed through my scraps. But I have them all in this big folder, and I do have them separated by color. And yeah, so we just skipped most of the parts of me pulling it out and pulling it in. So here is what my plan was. I was going to make this very pale stripe paper, and then this other, is it like a quarter foil type paper? My block where my tag and my journaling are going to go. And on the sketch, the journal was just written on that upper half, but I really like this little yellow piece I found that was like, it's basically like notebook paper, but it's yellow. So I'm going to place it on there almost like a tag. I keep thinking maybe I would layer it up with that blue piece, and I don't do that because I don't end up not liking that, but. And I really like this little strip because in the sketch also, it showed kind of like they must have used rickrack or something. So I wanted that texture, to that movement, that different, not just a straight line, kind of coming off of where my photo is. So I did cut that apart. It was a pattern paper that was like little, I think they're pentagons. So I just cut it apart so that it ended up having a jagged edge. And I really liked that. And just trimming it up. So some of it seems really slow. Some of it is only sped up 2 times, and then a few of the other parts were sped up 4 times. And while I was digging through my scrap bin, I found this little piece of, it must have been a branding strip, where they had like the shaped branding strip on a regular, so you have to trim it out. So I'm going to cut that out and then actually make a decorative top to that quote unquote tag of the blue. But I also went through my stash of branding strips, and I'm for the bottom strip, and I really liked this recent one that I cut off, which is a Vicky Bouton one. So now it's coming together. Now that I got everything trimmed down, I'm going to tuck that there. Put that branding strip there. See, and then I tuck the yellow pieces in there. And I'm really liking that with the pops of yellow to bring a little bit of that yellow out from that heart pattern paper. I apologize if it's really loud. It's just storming like crazy here, so my dehumidifier is running on superpower right now. But here's that branding strip I was talking about that had almost like that decorative edge you trim out. So I'm going to fussy cut that and then use that as a template. That's the only reason I'm using it. Use it as a template for the little title card that's going to be behind the photo. I'm going to rough up the edges. I end up roughing up the edges on everything and then actually inking them as well. And then I had one clear sticker left of my legendary collection. It was super, and I decided then I would use that as part of my title, and then I'm going to get these. I think I use LA Studio little black alphas and do Super Goofball is the title of this page. And while I'm sitting here gluing some things down, I want to thank all of you for watching and subscribing. I have gotten so many subscribers in the last couple months. It is just, it's phenomenal. My goal was to hit 300 this year, and we are well on our way. We're at a steady pace. So keep sharing, keep subscribing if you haven't already. I really, really love it. It's so much fun. And when we get to my goal, I think I'm going to do a little giveaway or something. So hoping that'll be happening soon. Some other things that are going to go on. I had surgery last week, so I'm off. So I'm hoping I'm getting a ton of things done. My goal is to join in with a thing in October. So I'm hoping I can work on that. It just depends on my energy level. And then I totally missed my Layout Palooza parties with COVID and my job and stuff. I was just too busy. I missed it. So that's another goal I'm going to do all my Layout Palooza stuff. So I'm hoping September I will have a ton of layouts as well. I did my layout share on Monday, if you didn't see that. And I'm hoping, I actually made a few more layouts after I did that, just because I wasn't sure how I was going to do a surgery, so I filmed that before surgery. And then the Secret Kit Club, which I just joined, and I'm so excited, had a party weekend. So then there were a ton of challenges, so I played along with a few of them here and there while I could over the weekend when I had the energy to do it. So I did have a few more in August. I will share them in September at the end of the month. Yeah, I really appreciate all the subscribers. So all I've basically done is glued everything down, kind of how you were seeing I was doing it before. And yeah, now I'm going to pop in some wood veneer around that's in this little kit, because I want to use as much of this this kit as I can, because that's the goal, right? That's what I'm trying to do with my Product Focus Fridays, is focusing on something and using as much of it as possible. And I think for a first layout, I mean, we only use one big chunk, but we use some embellishments of this Gossimer blue, and there's not a lot left, so I'd like to stretch it at least to another. We'll stretch it to at least one more layout, if not two more. That'd be even better, but yeah. So I'm just gonna make a couple clusters. I put the three wood veneer there below the title. Put a little crown on the super puffy sticker because I thought it was cute. And I'm gonna glue those down. Got my journaling up there. Yeah, relatively simple. Love it. I kind of was looking through my stash and just decided to add some of this chipboard border that is on here, just to bring in a little bit of the pink, and then some chipboard phrases, just to kind of finish it off. And OMG, I am loving this Dina Wakley acrylic sprays. They're awesome. They're amazing. I can't tell you how much I love them. They're pretty cool. So yeah, that is what I'm doing. I really want to get my hands on the black spray, just because I don't have a good black. I'm currently looking on Paper Issues right now to see what she's got. All right, there we have it. I'm going to let this dry. Use some of my new Dina Wakley gloss acrylic spray. It's pretty awesome. Don't need to get out my acrylic paint and wet it down. I do white a lot, so that's really helpful. So yeah, I just had fun. Kind of grabbed some embellishments from there. It's relatively simple, but I like it. So this was Gossamer Blue. So we're going to keep playing with Gossamer Blue. I pulled in a bunch of scrap. This is the only actual Gossamer Blue paper. And then the wood veneer and these puffies are also from the Gossamer Blue collection. Otherwise, like, this is Vicky Boutin. This is an old something. I don't even know what these are. I want to say one of them is Recollections and one of them, I can't think. Some old border strips. So that is what we got. So let's draw. For the paper product we're using next week. I'm going to set this aside. So remember, we did Gossamer Blue in paper. I threw the little piece of paper, this is scraps, away because I'm not going to do more of that. Well, I could keep it, and we could do it next time, too. The next time I draw... Oh, is it gone forever? Did it fall in? It might have. I might have to write a new one. We'll see. We'll go through it all again, and... Yeah. But yeah, let's draw for what paper product we're going to work with next week with Gossamer Blue. And I have a decent amount left of that kit. I only used the one paper because I did scraps, so should be able to stretch it at least for another weekend. 6x6 or 6x8 pads. I will show you next week what I have for that. It's not a ton of things, but I have some. So we will play around with some Gossamer Blue and the 6x8 or 6x6 pads that I have in my stash. And yeah, we'll see you then.